Welcome to the Coconut Challenge, your chance to experience the taste of a familiar thing in a new place. Find yourself a piece of coconut or something made with coconut. For those with allergies, choose something else such as a banana, mango, or olives. Now take your coconut and get relaxed in whichever way works for you. Make yourself as comfortable as possible and block out external sounds the best that you can. When you are comfortable, take a bite of the coconut and feel it in your mouth. Be yourself in your current situation, your current life, under your current conditions. What happens? Does it bring up any memories of childhood? Remind you of a favorite time or place in this life? Appreciate the coconut in its contribution to your now moment. Because now we're going to take a trip, or rather, a crash. For your flight to Tahiti was forced to make an emergency landing on water. You swam to the nearest piece of land, an island about a mile away from the crash site. You don't see any other people. You're alone, but you're safe, and you're hungry. A ways in, there's some coconut trees. After drying off on the rocks and gathering your wits about you, you set out to feed yourself. The trees are tall, and you're not the best climber, so how will you reach them? And since there's no other people on the island, you're on your own for the time being. And thirst is setting in, especially after that long swim in the salt water. Oh, look! You see something bobbing in the water a few yards out. It's a coconut that's fallen from the tree and washed its way offshore. You wade out and grab it. But how do you open it? You contemplate your options, and as you survey the landscape, you see a flat rock nearby, a perfect place to try your coconut opening skills. With a dozen sharp hits from a nearby stone, the coconut finally splits in half. And now you're ravenous. You pour that coconut milk into your mouth. How does it taste? Sitting on the sand, watching the tide come in, you wonder what comes next for you. And now that your thirst is sated, take a bite of the coconut meat. How does it feel now? In fact, you stuff yourself silly with it, for you don't know where your next meal will be coming from. And when you're finally full, you lay down on the sand and fall into a deep sleep. You're taken to another time. You find yourself in England in the year 1540, merging with the essence of Henry VIII, the King of England, currently 49 years old. You can see, hear, smell, and feel everything that Henry is experiencing. And you can also taste. For Henry's just married 17-year-old Catherine Howard, his fifth wife, and they're celebrating. Of course, the royal chefs have spared no expense for the wedding feast. In an effort to impress their monarch, the chefs have included a foreign delicacy, coconut meat, newly introduced to Europe via the maritime Silk Road. You, Henry, have never seen or heard of this coconut. Surrounded by 100 onlookers eager to try this new mysterious fruit. The king must, of course, try it first. After all, the court taster hasn't died yet, and so you take a bite as your guests await your assessment. What happens? Feel what Henry tastes, what Henry thinks of this new experience, and how he shares it with his guests. And now it's your turn. As Henry and his feast fade away, you are invited to take your coconut to one final place of your choice. Where will it be? Go there, and once again take a bite of the coconut, feeling all sensations related to the environment you're visiting. We'll leave you here to imagine your new world, visiting in a new body perhaps, and tasting your coconut in new ways. Thank you for participating in the Coconut Challenge, and feel free to share your experience with the community.